Yo. Spitting truth from the throne, vision fully grown, not just headlines. We painting the scene, tokenization dream, breaking the routine. From silos to skies, we unify the game. TX manifesto, igniting the flame. Feel the heart in the bars, the wit in the wordplay. Double entendres deep, leading the way. This ain't just rap, it's a blueprint to build. Learners unite, future fulfilled. Imagine a world where ownership's embedded, like wildfire in air, no barriers indebted. Woman in the village taps a wallet quick, owns an NY tower, stacking bricks on clicks. Young boy bets allowance on Mars, red dust. Yield for college, thrust in space, we trust. Father son duo funds, Dino bones glow. Museum perks flow, guided tours in tow. Grandma stakes a town, no bond fund haze. Direct deal blaze, grandkids brighter days. God drop tokens, no tax.
All right, welcome to TX Concepts Late Night Live Stream. I'm your host, Chris. Just wanted to have a live stream, kind of get caught up in the bookmark department. Haven't had a live stream in a while, so I'm just going to go through some items of interest in the TX and RWA ecosystem. And if you have any questions, please feel free, requests, whatever it is. Comments are available both on YouTube and X. I'll do my best to answer or look at whatever is on your mind there. I see Bibby's here. Good to see you, my good friend. I can tell you that the beats you hear playing softly in the background is by none other than those eyeballs in the comments you see, Bibby Beats. Just one of the many powerful members of the Coreum community DAO. If you want to learn about staking your your TX tokens, what used to be Coreum, on the TX ecosystem, head to CoreumDAO Validator. You can learn more at CoreumDAO.com and follow us on X at CoreumDAO. And speaking of which, got a promotion on right now on the cruise control platform, funding the MART and TX pool and the CCD TX pool. Coreum Community DAO put up 2 million CCD tokens to each of those pools as extra rewards. And there's some MART tokens also as extra rewards in the MART TX pool. So good stuff to see. Head to cruise control platform to learn more. I did a live stream not too long ago, kind of a deep dive walkthrough on the whole cruise control platform. We'll be taking a quick look at it here shortly again. But if you didn't see that, I encourage you to stop by, take a look at what's going on there. And this Sunday, our weekly TX talk, going to be a new format somewhat moving forward, as we discussed in the past weeks. The next 3 weeks are going to be very topic specific, mainly focused on the new user, new interest in the TX ecosystem. So it'll be just more dialed into that and a better product for replay and clips and whatnot, and hopefully to help share what we're doing here. We're kind of starting from scratch, even though the technology, the infrastructure behind TX has been around for several years, as of many of us in the ecosystem. The TX in itself is a very new product and not much content out there on it so far. So we want to get some of that out there, help onboard some of the people asking questions, kind of what it's about, what it's meant to do, and in anticipation of the TX market going live soon, and hopefully the 9 asset issuers mentioned, therefore being on the TX chain also. So we're going to get together Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific, our usual time. And this week it's going to go right to the basics. What the heck is TX? It's the RWA operating system explained. So we're just going to go through what TX is and its core concept, and the power of the RWA, real world asset operating system, how it's transforming digital asset management, and benefits and advantages. So for many in the community, it might be familiar stuff, but it'd be nice to come by, show your support, and we're going to learn a little bit about TX. And even those that have been around for a while, some people are just here speculators. It's just good to go back to the basics, learn about the technology behind the token and what it's intended to do. So hopefully you can join us for that. Set your reminders in the links below. And in the TX ecosystem, we have proposal number 44. It's a TX chain mainnet upgrade to version 7.00. And as you can see, it looks like it's going to go through 70% turnout, 100% support. So it doesn't seem like there's anything controversial in there, clearly. And the summary, this upgrade optimizes the PSE community distribution and updates package versions, technical upgrades to the Cosmos SDK, CosmWasm, and IAVL. All right, so that's coming up. So you see a mainnet upgrade here in the days ahead. Okay, we'll take a quick look at the markets. Been doing a daily market and RWA space at 7:45 a.m. Pacific, so it'd be 10:45 a.m. Eastern time. Been doing that. It's been broadcasting out on X and YouTube, just mainly focused on the markets, a couple quick tidbits on the news, and mainly discuss like, hey, I'm going to be doing a live stream here tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific, like we're doing now, and join us for some further discussion. So thank you for doing so this evening. But we will take another quick look at the markets here as the work week came to an end here. Total crypto market at 2.57 trillion. The RWA space is moving somewhat sideways at the moment at 40.37 billion. Gold 46.14, and silver trading a little higher at 75.309, up 2.16%. DXY 98.211. Bitcoin had a strong day, strong Friday, 78,288, still trending a little bit upwards at 0.07%. Anyways, XRP, right in the midst of the XRP Las Vegas event, is somewhat sideways at $1.38. Ethereum $2,303, and TX has fell below the 1 cent mark again, and is at 0.00976, down 2.59% on the day. Zebek surprisingly down after some very big news at the XRP Vegas event that they officially partnered with Ripple to bring RLUSD to the Zebek network, but price did not reflect the news. Anyways, many were speculating about that for some time. It's trading at 0.003212, and the Canton token is right around 15 cents, and Atom at $1.89. Hedera still trying to find that 9 cent mark, and Coinbase had a strong finish to the week at 1.85% up at $191.25. Circle, very strong day, 9.71% up, getting it just about to $100. And WonderFi up 1.47% to 34.5 cents. And no moves on immutable holdings. Not much is happening. All right, so that's the markets at a glance. And taking a quick look at the TX token here, you can see it's up 5% the last 24 hours. $30 million market cap. And then you can see the progress there. Last week up 10%. Where can you buy it? TX tokens can be traded on centralized crypto exchanges. The most popular exchange to buy and trade TX is Kraken, one of our newest validators on the network. Our most active trading pair is TXUSD, has a trading volume of about $40,000 in the last 24 hours. Other popular options include MEXC and Gate.io. All right. take a look at the comments here real quick. What do we got here? As far as browser capabilities go, and seeing Leap is going away in Cosmos, which other wallets? There we go. Well, that's a good question. It was announced that May 28th, that Leap is sunsetting the wallet. Many in the Cosmos ecosystem use the Leap wallet. It's very user-friendly, so many of us that help onboard people have deferred to that one for sure. I am currently using the Kepler browser app on my laptop and haven't fully committed to the mobile yet. Kind of wait and see on that. But the TX team did say they are working on a wallet solution. Will we see it before then? I don't know. But nonetheless, it is coming. They have built a wallet before, so I think I'd be willing to use it once it's ready. If it comes out before then, I'll definitely be trying it out and demoing it here. I think the next person in row answered Kepler wallet to Google browser extension works, hot wallet, 12-word C phrase, Kraken exchange. There you go. There's definitely some options. Fox wallet. That was Kraken have staking, any word? I haven't heard anything about Kraken and staking from there. I'm not too sure. It's a great question. Definitely reach out and see if we can get their attention, get some answers. And Bibby's crying about Kepler. Yeah, well, that's the problem. We just spoke about governance on chain. If you're going to vote, if you're not using the Leap wallet, Kepler makes it a little bit of a challenge. It doesn't mean you can't use your Kepler wallet to vote, but you have to basically connect to a cruise control platform or a platform like TX dex.live. They got a governance portal there. See, there you go. And so you can vote right from there, as you can see. So that's the downside. In the Leap wallet, you can just vote from there. Cosmos Station has been one of the long time wallets. It's been a little buggy. Some people are still saying that. So that's a bit of a frustration for some. It generally, you just have to reinstall it and you're good. But that means redoing your keys and whatnot. So it's a little cumbersome, especially if you have multiple wallets. But yeah, everybody's doing a little bit different. Fox wallet was pretty good on mobile. I kind of like the looks of that. Cosmos Station's getting some support there. Yeah. So, and remember, a lot of people have been asking, how do I got to move before then? Your tokens don't have to go anywhere. The wallet is just a window to your assets and a device or an interface to interact with them, to stake or vote or whatever. So changing wallets doesn't affect where your assets are. They stay on chain, staked, or in liquidity, whatever they're doing, or just sitting there. And you just need to build a new window to look in and interact with them. And that's going to be either Cosmos Station, Kepler, Fox wallet, which other ones? There's a pretty long list. I'll try and dig it up towards the end of the show, but there's a long list of wallets, some better than others. Is there a third opinion? Maybe he's working for more. So yeah, it's definitely something that we're going to have to talk about in the days and weeks ahead while everybody gets ready for that change. And a good question to ask is, have you got your keys saved properly? That's the big thing. A lot of people, especially if you've uploaded multiple wallets under your extension or your app, each one go through, make sure you have your seed phrase recorded, because some of them might not transfer over automatically. So keep an eye on that. If you have any questions, just ask. Just please ask. Don't ask on social media. Don't ask in Discords where you get anybody answering you and DMing you. Just lean on your community. Somebody you see and hear safe solutions. All right, let's get back at it here. Cruise control platform. I came here because if we go to this rewards tab here, I thought I had an announcement for that. Anyways, if you go to the rewards tab, you'll see some pools have extra rewards. So Smart TX has some extra rewards, and CCD TX we know has extra rewards because CCD put 2 million CCD tokens in each that will distribute evenly throughout the rest of the year, and MART tokens have an additional 200,000 MART tokens also, and it should say that here. There we go, rewards up top here. So it's distributing in real time, so you can see it's already just below 2 million CCD tokens they have to distribute, and there's 214,000 MART tokens left to distribute over the course of the year. And you do that by staking your tokens, just by hitting that little stake button there. So I don't have any LP tokens to deposit, but that's how you would earn those extra rewards. Nice looking chart too, that MART token. And then the other pool we did was the CCD TX pool, which thought I just seen it there. No, there we go. You can see it's got rewards here, and same thing up here. You can see where's our rewards here? There we go. 2 million rewards. Same thing, little stake buttons there. All right, and there's a no locking period when you stake your liquidity tokens. You can withdraw your stake at any time, and I just don't have any stake there. All right, so and the other thing to mention, it's the closing hours. Look at that, 2.5 hours. There's only 60 tickets sold. I don't know, is this thing going no matter what? You can win a Rolex. Does that mean you got like a 1 in 60 chance to win a Rolex? That's pretty good odds. Bibby, you're here. Should we buy a ticket for the Rolex in the last 2 hours? What's your gut telling you? He's he picks up good signal, Bibby. So I'll put it on him to decide and see if he hears that. Anyways, 20 XRP if you want to get in there. There's 2.5 hours left. There's the Rolex. There's 940 left to go, so I'm not too sure what that's going to look like, but looks like pretty good odds to me so far. Not financial advice, of course. Oops, there we go. And I wanted to stop into txdex.live. I did a live stream walkthrough on this whole platform. Very robust, lots going on here. It's got the dashboard, of course. You can see the TX token price, market cap, holder count, circulating supply. But I went through each feature, I guess you can say, and I did some things I probably have to. There we go. Yeah, this was one of them. Supply locked. I locked up 5,000 CCD tokens ready to withdraw. So yeah, I figured I'd come here and kind of clean up what I started here, if I can. Should have wrote it down. Don't really remember. I was just using this, trying to demonstrate all the features. And but I think I went to the auctions. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, see, I offered up 100,000 CCD tokens. The auction ended. What happened? Auction ended. I put in a bid. I think I put in just above. Nobody took it. So then go cancel and refund. That brings up a wallet transaction to sign. Read the data. Approve that. So yeah, just doing a little bit of cleanup just to demonstrate the platform. There's a lot of tools on here. There's a little something for everybody. Again, just, you know, if you're new, just poking around the first time, don't use your main bags. Get a smash around the internet bag and check out some of these features. Pretty cool, and some would be very valuable to some projects in the community, I'm sure. All right, looks like I claimed that that bid that failed. I was the only one that bid it looked like. And then rewards. Yeah, I've accumulated some rewards. They have a engagement reward here. You can see different features, different actions to claim your rewards. And liquidity, see what we had going on there. Yeah, I think I closed out all my positions by the end of that live stream on the liquidity providing. So yeah, nice feature here. Got the bubbles. It's kind of cool. But yeah. And if you're buying reminder for the raffle there back on cruise control, you're paying with XRPL, XRP, not TX or Cosmos. XRP. Bibby says all signs point to yes. All right, let me see. I'll put some music on, have a little music break, and I'll go get my smash around the internet XRP wallet, and we'll see if we can buy one of these tickets live. And then I don't know what we'll do if I win a Rolex. I don't really need a Rolex, but we'll check it out. Let's see what we got here for some media. Bibby, you should DM me a video. Maybe we could play a video for you of yours here before the end of the night. What are we going to go with here? Got to update all our content to TX here now. But how about some, we'll go a little bit longer. We'll shake things up a little bit. I'm going to turn the Shoreline Bibby Beats background music off, and we're going to go quite the opposite. We're going to jump into some a boom, a shakalaka from good friend, Articulate, co-host of the TX Talk and Superledger podcast. Oh, do I not have this on here anymore? I'm sure I got Boom Shakalaka on here. There it is. All right. I'll be right back. Gonna go get the XRP wallet, see if we can win a Rolex here.
Articulate, articulate, articulate. It's broken. I think they're ready. Yo! Boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom. Do you dance? Everybody make room. Boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom. Press gas, shake it, vroom, vroom. Boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom. From a nose, so you feel this tune. Boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom. Boom, boom, yo. Just boom, shakalaka, waistline popper, pop, pop, lick a firecracker, big showstopper, frequent shopper, no awful cook, nah feed pan whopper, and a serious matter, big up the shatters, respect the youth, nah kill them brothers, long life to live down, this year mother, in this life, never get another, boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom, do you dance, everybody make room, boom, shakalaka, laka, 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 boom, press can shake it, vroom vroom. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. From me know say you feel this tune. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Boom boom boom. Time for joy, time for get sadder. Time for straight or time for use grabber. Time for sneakers, time for bank robber. Time for sticks, then time for some shabba. Time for peace, time for ratatata. Time for prayer, our father. No time for hate, love one another. No hate, love one another. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Do you dance? Everybody make room. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Press gear, shake it, vroom vroom. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. For me know say you feel this tune. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Boom boom boom. Just boom shakalaka. Baseline proper. Pop pop. Little firecracker, big showstopper, frequent shopper. No outfit cook, nah feed pan whopper. And a serious matter, big up the shatters. Respect the youth, nah kill them brothers. Long life to live down this year mother. In this life, never get another. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom. Boom shakalaka laka 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 boom.
All right. Well, that was all for naught. My device with my Zalman wallet is dead. It's charging now. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll grab it before the end of the show there. But you need to connect your Zalman or your Joey wallet. I only have a Zalman wallet. So, yeah, we'll have to wait for that while it charges. But still no change here. I'm just going to do a refresh just in case that, yeah, still. Looks like only 60 sold. So that's what, 1,200 XRP. Interesting. Good odds. Are you on that, Bibby? Bibby wins a lot of prizes. All right. So going back to TX Deck Slot Live. Let's plow here real quick. Explore. Here's your tokens. Pools. Nice interface. And order book. I'm starting to see the order book populate with some items. So that's good. All right. So like I said, did a live stream on that. I'm not going to spend too much time there. Spent a whole hour on it specifically. I'll plow through the rest here. Half hour in already. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Want me to look into something? Happy to do the same. What else do we got here? Bro, I hope Tangent Wallet accepts TX. Yeah, I know. It's I used to poke them every once in a while on X about that. It's been a while though, but yeah, it'd be nice if Tangent got on it there for sure. All right, welcome everybody. Yeah, let's get into it here. A couple news stories. Crop2 agricultural tokens was one of the day one asset issuers on the TX market. They posted here today. Well, they shared CoinGecko's story here, but they say to that RWAs are growing fast. Agriculture is a 5 trillion plus market, still largely untapped on chain. Cropto weak token is CROW, CROW. CoinGecko had this report here that is worthy of further discussion. There we go. That's easier. Tokenized RWAs more than tripled from 2025, hitting 19.3 billion by the end of Q1 2026. You know what? I think I forgot to turn the music back on. I can never hear the music. So I think I'm going to go back and check. Yeah, look at that. See, there we go. That's better. All right, back to the story. Tokenized treasuries remain the largest asset class, adding $9 billion and accounting for over half the sector's growth. RWAs are now equivalent to 6.4% of the stablecoin market. I did read before I came on the show here earlier that Clarity Act looks like it's going to move forward. Coinbase has said that a deal has been made. On the surface, it looks like the banks won on the no yield on deposits, but you can get yield by engaging with a crypto platform. So it's not terrible, but we'll see how the details fall. But now they're saying, I think May 11th, it'll move forward, and then it goes to the Senate for the summer, and hopefully on the president's desk by the end of the summer. So the president said he'll sign it as soon as he gets there. So it sounds like just the Senate in between. So far so good. See what happens. All right, back to the RWAs. So you can see the asset classes. You got treasuries, commodities, stocks, and ETFs. So commodities is going to be a big deal. That's where Crop2 specializes in agricultural commodities. CoinGecko's story here goes on. Tokenized commodities grew 289% to 5.5 billion. Gold-backed tokens dominate the tokenized commodities, driving 89% of the growth. Pax Gold saw the largest market share gain from 36.8% to 41.8% as it hit 2.32 billion. Tokenized gold trading hit 90.7 billion in volume in Q1 2026. Tokenized gold spot volume in Q1 2026 alone surpassed the 84.6 billion traded across all of 2025. Pax Gold and XAUT dominate trading, averaging 57.2 billion and 5.32 billion in monthly spot volume over the past 15 months. Tokenized stocks scaled to $500 million since launch in mid-2025. Circle leads the asset class with 35.2% market share at 171.39 million, followed by Tesla at 60.7 million. Ondo Finance's September 2025 launches drove the asset class to 3x in market cap within a single month. Tokenized stocks bought volume hit 15.1 billion in Q1 2026, surpassing all of H2 2025. Tesla, Circle, Nvidia lead average monthly trading volumes at 0.54 billion and 0.45 billion and 0.44 billion. Tokenized equity volumes remain well below 1% of trading activity on traditional stock markets. So what TX is doing different than Ondo is these are just synthetic versions of these stocks, like the paper version, paper silver, basically same idea. Definitely can be traded. A lot of them aren't available to U.S. citizens. What TX Market and more specifically Solotex is doing with stocks is actual ownership of the asset, so that your voting rights, your dividends, it all is handled on chain. Same with whitelisting, making sure that your asset's safe by whitelisting it to you. Nobody can take it. It's no good in anybody else's wallet. So things like that. What do I want to go look up there? I forgot. I'll go back to this here. Never mind. Continue on. Tokenized ETFs hit 0.3 billion in market cap, driven by broad-based growth. RWA perps volume jumped to 524.8 billion in Q1 2026, overtaking the 313 billion recorded in all of 2025. Open interest rose from 0.14 billion in early 2025 to 6.68 billion by March 2026. Hyperliquid X's HIP3 expanded rapidly, growing from 2.8% at launch to 28.6% by March 2026. All right, so that was a report for the 2026 RWAs by CoinGecko. A lot of value and insight in there. And we'll just check the questions here. No, we're good there, I think. Yeah, very good. A couple more hellos. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to ask any questions. Let me know what you think of the new studio back there. Oh, it kind of messes it up when I do that. There you go. Trying to shake things up a little bit out here. Let me know what you think. All right. So this article is in Business Insider. And many people didn't notice this because maybe they don't follow Canton and they didn't see much in that story. But there's actually some pretty big information for the TX ecosystem in this story here by Business Insider. Global Settlement Network joins Canton Network as a validator, bringing on-chain compliance layer to blockchain to advance institutional adoption. Global Settlement Network joins Canton as both validator and featured application, deploying its GSX ID platform to address fragmented compliance across tokenized capital markets. GSX ID enables institutions to verify once and reuse on-chain credentials across counterparties, reducing duplication in KYC, AML, and investor qualification workflows. Partnerships with Texture Capital, Black Manta Capital Partners, and Particula establish a full-stack framework for compliant distribution, cross-border tokenization, and integrated risk assessment. So why does that matter? Let's go check out Texture Capital. And I believe it's in this section. All right, so we just popped over to Texture Capital site. There's Richard Johnson, many of us are familiar with, CEO of Texture Capital. No, that wasn't it. Which one was it? No, sorry, it was the solutions there it was. There we go, public stocks, Solotex. All right, so this is the Texture Capital that's named in that article we're referencing. Public stocks on Solotex. Solotex Texture Web3 gateway to U.S. capital markets, allowing retail investors to buy, trade, and hold U.S. equities tracked as tokens in their wallet, fund accounts via USDC, and trade major U.S. stocks 23/5, with each transaction instantly minting a stock token that represents a 1-to-1 share of the underlying security held in a regulated custody. Investors retain full shareholder rights. Okay, this is what's not happening anywhere else that they are bringing to the market. Investors retain full shareholder rights, including dividends and voting, while enjoying the speed and transparency of on-chain settlement. With the Solotex mobile app, you can track your stocks, ETFs, and stablecoin balances all in one wallet. Your portfolio is in your wallet. Solotex is a result of a strategic partnership between Texture Capital Inc. and the Sologenic Development Foundation, a technology firm with expertise in blockchain user technology. Solotex is currently under development upon launch, and the platform aims to transform global markets by offering access to tokenized assets. All right, so you can learn more at solotex.com. All right, this is what there, you can apply for early access. All right, own a piece of the world's most traded companies. Skip the bank. Trade under a fully regulated US-based broker. So one thing we confirmed recently from the team was that it is not dependent on the Clarity Act. That's not what is delaying its release. So the Clarity Act, though it's going to bring a lot of value and an important structure for the ecosystem. They already have the green light from FINRA. They're ready to go. They're just working out their details and their launch of the product. So here's a FINRA broker check. As you see, Texture Capital, right off the Solotex site. All right, so there's the link, there's the path. And if we go back to, where did we lose? There we go. Where did my other page go with that? All right, back to the Business Insider. So that's why this is relevant. Global Settle Network. Well, one of the main features of what the TX market's doing, and we can take a look at that here, I guess, too. Let's see here. TX team. Got Mike McCluskey, the CEO. All right, so here's the TX team. This is where you're going to see some overlap. Mike McCluskey, Chief Executive Officer. Ashley Ebersol, Chief Legal Officer. You're seeing him a lot lately. We're going to see him on another interview with Bitcoin.com there. He's out speaking a lot on TX and the space. And then the advisory board. There you go. Richard Johnson, Texture Capital CEO. Bob Ross, Reza. So it all comes together. All right. So again, going back to this article, what does it mean? Is this part of this solution that Global Settlement Network may be offering here too with this GSX ID? Because we know you're going to have one KYC AML and be able to interact with all the RWA assets on TX market. All right. So the other story that came up, DTCC 24/5 trading is coming, but what does it really take to work? So we just see from Texture 23/5. In this article, originally published in the Trade News, DTC's Val Watton highlights 6 things capital markets must consider as 24/5 trading advances. So let's take a quick look at that. Beyond the clock, 6 things the markets need. All right, how markets must adapt. Successfully navigating the transition to 24/5 trading requires coordinated modernization across market structure, technology, operations, and regulation. Number 1, recalibrating market safeguards. Market safeguards such as circuit breakers, volatility controls, and trading halts were designed for traditional trading day. As activity extends overnight, these mechanisms must be recalibrated to remain effective in lower liquidity conditions and across global time zones. Harmonization across exchanges, alternative trading systems. That's what Texture's bringing to the table, alternative trading system. And related products will be critical to maintaining orderly markets. Number 2, technology, infrastructure, and operational readiness. A 24/5 market demands infrastructure capable of operating nearly around the clock, leaving little room for manual intervention or extended maintenance windows. Clearing, settlement, and risk systems must support continuous or near continuous processing. All right, post-trade infrastructure is already preparing. DTC's National Securities Clearing Corporation is on track to expand to 24/5 equities clearing in June 2026. Once implemented, NCCC will be able to apply a central counterparty guarantee to overnight trading across time zones. Industry-wide testing is equally critical. DTCC opened its industry testing environment in January, enabling firms to validate connectivity, messaging, and workflows well in advance of extended production hours. Early testing allows participants to identify gaps, refine process, and build confidence operating in near continuous market. Number 3, data management and surveillance. Extended trading hours heighten the importance of real-time data and surveillance. Security information processors, SIPs, must disseminate and consolidated quotes and trades throughout the expanded window, while surveillance systems must monitor volatility, detect manipulation, and support compliance across all sessions. Equally important is enabling firms to gain insights to their own clearing, settlement, and post-trade data. Number 4, workplace and operational support. Continuous markets require new workforce models. Firms must adopt rotating shifts, follow the sun coverage, enhance trading for overnight risk, and incident manage. Corporate actions and life cycle events. Extended trading introduces new complexity in managing corporate actions other than life cycle events. Voluntary actions may now receive instructions overnight, increasing the need for automation and standardized processing timelines. Number 6, regulatory and industry coordination. Transitioning to 24/5 trading requires close collaboration among exchanges, clearinghouse regulators, and industry groups. Rules and supervisory frameworks must evolve in tandem, supported by phased rollouts, pilot programs, and industry testing. As markets move beyond the clock, successful depend not simply on longer trading hours, but on coordinated industry-wide transformation of post-trade infrastructure, risk management, data, and operating models. DTCC's expansion of clearing hours, early industry testing, and continued collaboration underscore the critical role of resilient market infrastructure enabling this revolution. All right, so I'm of belief that TX is going to be a big part of that for reasons that we were talking about there. All right, so with that, it brings up that conversation I was talking about with Ashley Ebersol with Bitcoin.com. And I'm going to play that here briefly, have myself a drink, catch up in the comments. If you have any questions, ask them. I will tend to them when I return. And let's check in with Ashley a bit.
He is the co-founder and chief legal officer of, now do you say Transaction or TX?
Just TX.
Okay, TX.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have asked you that beforehand.
No, all good. Yeah.
TX is a new U.S. first tokenization platform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me. We're new as a tokenization platform. Our background is as the merger of two existing communities, Sologenic and Coreum. So a nice benefit of that is we don't start from zero. We have a sizable community. And then also we don't start from zero from a funding point of view. So we're able to hit the ground running and yeah, looking forward to the company has launched. It's public now what we're doing. And then the platform will launch in the next few weeks.
Very nice. We'll get into that. But first, I just want to know a little bit about you. Brief background about yourself. What were you doing before this? What was the path that took you to where you are today?
So I got into this work at the Securities and Exchange Commission in the U.S., actually. A bit of an unconventional path.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been working at a big New York law firm, left there to join the SEC in 2015. And after joining, had a choice between continuing to do traditional regulated financial services work, the other side of what I've been doing at the law firm, or looking around and seeing what else was there. So I looked around a bit, and the most interesting new problems to be solved were being solved by the working groups at the SEC that were looking at the securities laws interaction with new technologies. One of those was the distributed ledger working group. And, there the question was not so much, how to apply securities laws to a regulated entity. The question was much more threshold of, is this a security? And if it is a security, what are the core principles of the securities laws in terms of supporting capital formation, but also, protecting investors and having orderly markets that we think need to be applied to these new instruments. And so it was just a more interesting problem to solve. And that's what led me into this space. And it's been almost a decade, and I've not gone back.
And I take it then, before you went into the SEC, you're already aware of Bitcoin and crypto? or not?
Yes, I mean, I'd read the white paper, Satoshi white paper. I was familiar with some of the big layer one.
All right, so for those that you didn't know Ashley Ebersol before, he's the co-founder of tx.org, and pretty good interview there. If you want to check that out, some good insights into the SEC and regulation and whatnot, and a lot to offer there. He's been making his rounds. All right, the TX team put out a article here Friday, the liquidity gap, the cost of fragmented markets. All right, more platforms have not produced better markets. That sounds counterintuitive. In most technology sectors, more options create more competition, and competition creates better outcomes. In markets, more venues only help when liquidity can still concentrate enough for efficient trading. All right, so the promise of blockchain infrastructure and capital markets has always been efficiency, faster settlement, broader access, programmable compliance. That's where TX shines. And assets can move without the friction of legacy clearing systems. The market is moving. Tokenized U.S. Treasuries reached $13.6 billion in April 2026, up 170% year over year. BCG estimates tokenized real-world assets could reach $14 trillion by 2030 in its middle case scenario. So that's 4 years. Tokenized markets do not fail because assets cannot be issued. They fail when liquidity, compliance, custody, distribution, and investor access remain trapped in separate systems. The problem is structural, not technical. All right, so the previous article in this series, we covered that too. Use real estate as a stress test. All right, we'll listen to this clip from Ashley.
And marketplace. TX is an engine for tokenization of real world assets. We are a platform and marketplace that allows issuers to come on, find a regulated entity in their respective market through which they can tokenize assets. It also allows them to distribute those assets. Investors, be they institutional or individual, in every geography worldwide where we have a regulated entity partner, can then take those tokenized assets and sell them to citizens of whatever that geography is, whether it's El Salvador, whether it's Dubai. And the same is true in the opposite direction. U.S. investor can invest in real estate in Dubai in tokenized fractional form, can invest in commodities that are tokenized in El Salvador, that kind of thing. So it opens up cross-border fluid markets in a way that doesn't currently exist.
All right, there you go. So there's some interesting ideas, and there's a reason why I played that clip there. You mentioned El Salvador twice, and we'll expand on that here in a minute. Liquidity. Split liquidity creates shallow markets. Shallow markets create wider spreads, weaker execution, and harder exits. Anytime participation is limited by geography, investor type, chain, platform, or asset category, the pool of potential counterparties gets smaller, and that reduction has a price. All right, so capital efficiency. Institutions do not build portfolios one isolated wrapper at a time. If tokenized money market funds, corporate bonds, government bonds, private credit, commodities, real estate, and alternative assets each require separate custody, settlement, and compliance logic, capital remains trapped between systems. The market can grow in headlines while staying difficult to use in practice. Scale. Fireblocks surveyed 638 financial institutions and corporate decision makers in January 2026 and found that roughly 9 in 10 financial institutions had committed or planned a digital asset infrastructure budget for 2026. Only 16% had reached production. That gap is not about interest. It reflects the difficulty of moving from vendor by vendor experimentation to production ready infrastructure. Fragmentation is expensive because it forces every participant to solve the same coordination problem repeatedly. When fragmentation becomes too costly, markets converge. Same logic applies to tokenized assets. More platforms will not solve the problem if every platform creates its own separate market. The shift that is needed. The next phase of tokenization. I read these with interest because the team claim that they're going to be the operating system for real world assets and tokenization of them. So their insights on tokenization are worthy of exploration at minimum. The next phase of tokenization requires unified market infrastructure. This does not mean every asset becomes the same. Real estate, private credit, equities, commodities, funds, and alternative assets all carry different legal, operational, and compliance requirements. The goal is not to flatten those differences. The goal is to connect them through infrastructure that can support, regulated issuance, compliant distribution, custody, settlement, and secondary market access in one system. That system's TX is what they're talking about. The distinction between a tokenized product and tokenization infrastructure is that one creates assets while the other enables markets to form around them. A single asset platform can bring one category on chain. A unified marketplace can support many asset classes through shared rails. Ashley described TX's role as a platform in a marketplace where issuers can find regulated entities in their markets, tokenize assets, distribute them, and make them available to investors across geographies where TX has regulated partners. The point is not to bypass regulation. The point is to make regulated participation work across markets that are currently disconnected. Compliance also has to move closer to the asset itself. With TX smart tokens, controls such as investor eligibility, jurisdictional restrictions, sanction screening, and transfer rules can be embedded into the token. That's what sets TX apart right there, rather than handled only by external processes or smart contracts. That matters because tokenized markets do not just need assets that can be created, they need assets that can continue to move within the rules that govern them. Regulation unlocks participation. Unified infrastructure keeps that participation from fragmenting. The bottleneck has moved. Access to digital assets was the constraint for a long time. That has changed. The tools for tokenization exist. The regulatory conversation has matured. Institutional budgets are being committed. Tokenized treasuries are scaling. More asset classes are being tested under real conditions. The bottleneck now is aggregation and distribution. All right, the next phase of tokenization will not be won by more isolated products. It'll be won by the infrastructure that connects them. That's what TX is building. All right, so powerful stuff. Japan in the house. Crypto Crazy 589. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well in Japan. I'm going to have to highlight your product there one of these days. I'm sure if you click into Crypto Crazy 589 on X and check his bio out, you'll see some interesting XRPL tools at your disposal that he's building. And of course, others might know him as the host of Friday Night in Japan, a weekly X space that he has held for many years. Good to see you again. Glad you can join us. I don't see any other questions. I see Tyrannosaurus X. Welcome. And what do we got here? There is a question. Does TX plan on working with XRP in the near future? Don't know, but I got an interesting slide coming up by coincidence on that. So stay tuned for another 10 minutes here. Maybe connect some dots. It's funny. Great timing. All right. So yeah, that wraps up that article. Check that out on the TX website, and we'll continue on. That was a great segue. About to see. This is from the State Department Economic Affairs of El Salvador. Does it go back to that interview with Ashley where he mentions El Salvador a couple times? We're going to kind of explore maybe why that's so close to top of his mind. El Salvador is a critical partner of the United States in the Western Hemisphere. President Bukele's law and order miracle has not only brought freedom and safety for the Salvadorian people, it's creating one of the best investment climates in the entire region. Our foreign policy interest is for U.S. businesses to participate in and help power El Salvador's renaissance. Yesterday, Assistant Secretary Orr spoke to a group of over 75 American firms considering investments in El Salvador that will bring prosperity to both our countries. Why does that matter? Well, here you go from Bob Ross. This was January 22nd, 2025, so just over a year ago. Thank you for the incredible hospitality, President Nick Bukele. Under your visionary leadership, El Salvador is on track to become the Silicon Valley of Latin America, a hub of innovation and opportunity for the entire region. Exciting times ahead. This post here, September 2025, to Bukele. Vision, talent, to founders' ideas, to technology and innovation. Can't wait for what's about to come. Companies in AI, Web3, and more will be built in El Salvador, serving the world. CoreNest VC. There we go. What is CoreNest VC? We back autonomy. CoreNest VC is Bob and Reza, the founders of Sologenic and Corium, and now on as the advisory board members of TX, are the founders of CoreNest Capital. They are working closely with the government of El Salvador. Well, that's not a good clip there. It's clipping out there, but that's why it matters. So then going to, let's bring this question up. This is great timing. You know, you're going to love when you see this. Where did it go? There we go. This was from Scott's Light 369. Does TX plan on working with XRP in the near future? Well, by XRP, I assume you mean with Ripple. And I already had this clip already teed up for tonight. Going on with Bob Ross, had a great chat with Brad Garlinghouse about Sologenic today. Now, this is going back to 2023, of course, in Dubai. Hashtag, we're all going to make it. XRPL, Sologenic, and Sologenic is now transformed into the TX ecosystem. So there you go. Connections, I don't know. Recently, this past weekend, Bob was at the White House. So he's all over the place. And it's good to see. Don't know what's going to come of that. The team will be at Consensus 2026. They are a proud sponsor. That is going to be this coming week, I believe. May 5th to 7th, 2026. There's 20% off your passes if you plan on going. TX20 is the one to use for that. Let me know in the comments if you think you're going to be in the area. And maybe do an interview from Miami for us Canadian broadcasters out there. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. I don't see any outstanding questions. What are we at? An hour? See, look how good I'm being, guys, with this new format. My morning shows are like 10, sometimes 12 minutes. And my streams, I'm trying to keep them to about an hour. So we're doing pretty good there. Let me know what you think. It's a new studio, new format. Just trying to find different ways to bring you guys value with the time I have to share as I document my journey in this space. Let's see. Let me see. I asked Bibby to DM me. Let's see if he DM'd me a video here of any kind. He did. All right. There we go. I think I can just find that off his X profile. It says, all right, Bibby's sent the video to play. Let's dive into it here. Let me get this off of here. And I'll just look at some validator stats while I do that. How about that? And let me get on to Bibby's profile here. Another thing I've started doing lately while I'm looking this up, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern time, Creators Corner. And we talk about RWAs and how it pertains to the creative types, the artists, the poets, the musicians, content creators, all kinds. This is Bibby's page. Is that the one he said? No, he told me to play Bold School. Let's see. I didn't go off the link. Oh boy, I should have went off the link. I thought I would have found it sooner. Oh no, Bibby, we got to go through Bibby's feed. That could be dangerous. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can get it another way here. No, I don't think I can. I'll have to be for the next one. Keep you in suspense. What do we got here? Rollin' Caddy. Should we play Rollin' Caddy? Let me know if you hear me, baby. Should we play Rollin' Caddy instead? Got some XRP crew out there in Vegas. Good to see the dude and Gork there in Vegas. Nice to see. And yeah, eager to hear about Vegas events. Already seeing some clips out of there from David Sports and Brad Garlinghouse. Bibby says, let her rip. All right. Well, here we go. Let me shut off the Bibby beats in the background first. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bibby Beats presenting Rolling Caddy. Looks like this was released April 18th. Definitely need to hear the bass line on this one, he said. So here we go. He's in the crowd. You can give him your feedback. every Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific. We get together on X, and we're going to dive into it. So if you're new to the X ecosystem, this is going to be a series. If you start this weekend and follow us along for the next couple months, you're going to go from start to finish, everything in between, have an opportunity to have all your questions asked, everything you possibly want to know about TX real world assets and why the TX marketplace is going to be the operating system of real world assets. And as we discussed and seen here, real world asset ecosystem is going to go from billions to trillions in just a few short years. So you might want to be part of that. If you want to stake your TX tokens, encourage you to do so at CoreumDAO Validator. Or if you want to support what I'm doing here, just another way to do so. And I turn that value back over to the community best I can. All right. Thanks for everything, everybody. It's going to wrap it up here for today. Peace and prosperity to